Hi, I'm a marine engineer currently working as a fourth engineer on a VLGC. Today I will be showing you around the engine room of this gas carrier. Whether you are an aspiring marine engineer or just curious about how a ship's engine room operates, this video is for you. Let's see how a engine room looks like. This is the staircase leading from the accommodation area. So from your cabin, you will walk all the way here, and this is the upper deck alleyway. This door leads directly to the engine room. As you can see, it's clearly labeled engine room entrance. On ships like this, everything is properly marked, so you won't have any trouble finding your way around. This is the changing locker, where you can gear up with your PPEs. Before entering engine room, proper PPE is must, like earmuff, bowler suit, safety shoes and helmet, etc. This is the area where we store all our spares and general stores. The exact location may vary from ship to ship, but it will be there on every ship. Next, I will show you all the machineries. The exact location may vary for every ship, but it will be almost same and functionality will be same for all the machineries. Because it's a LPG carrier, some extra machinery will be there for the LPG cargo related. So right now we are standing just above the lube oil storage tanks. You can spot the sounding pipe and the vent here. That curved yellow pipe called a gooseneck vent, named after its shape. And next to it, the sounding pipe, also painted yellow, which is used for checking tank levels. That small arrangement on the sounding pipe make it self-closing. You will see the slight riser projection on the floor, that's known as the sail. It's designed to contain small spillages. There are sounding pipes you can see, and once again this vent here has a distinctive curved shape, which is why it's called gooseneck vent. Alright, now let's move on to the next part. On this platform we have ECR, which is engine control room, and the workshop. As the name suggests, workshop is a designated area for carrying out any kind of repair or maintenance work. And the ECR is the only air-conditioned area inside the engine room. While it's comfortable space for monitoring the systems, we still need to be out for rounds. So this is the engine control room here. Next to it, you can see some valves. Also right here is a fire hydrant you can see along with foam applicator also. These are the parts of the essential firefighting equipment on board. These are the pipelines for the SCR system, which is used for NOx reduction. You might have studied this in the college. There are 2 valves for each generators. You can see here. So a total of 6 valves for 3 generators. From generator 1, the exhaust gas comes out and passes through 2 valves. One is RBV, reactor bypass valve, and another one is main reactor valve. Over here I am showing you the toilet. On some ships there are no toilets inside the engine room, so you will have to go upper deck like I showed you earlier. This is the neutralization unit, the chemical dosing unit for BWTS, which is ballast water treatment system. We are using sodium thiosulfate for neutralization here. Since chemicals are involved, PPE must be worn in this area for handling the chemicals. Here is the freshwater sterilizer. The freshwater we get from the freshwater generator is just distilled water. We need to sterilize and neutralize it before it's safe to drink. Now we are heading to the escape trunk. This area must always be kept clear because it's used during emergencies. For example, if there is a fire on the bottom platform and you can use the regular staircase, you can escape through this escape trunk. There is also pulley system installed. In case someone is injured, we can lift them up by wearing the harness. You will notice this light is painted red. That means it's powered by the emergency supply. So if there is any blackout also, this light will glow by using emergency supply from the emergency generator. These are the chemicals we received at this port, Rocker NB. Don't worry, we will explain later what each of them is used for. Okay. Through this passage, we can go outside to poop deck area. And now we are entering the steering gear platform of the ship. This area is located inside the engine room itself. On the starboard side, that means my left side, you will see the water mist control panel. This is part of the ship's fixed firefighting system. The control panel shows various indicators for the different areas of the ship. There are 8 designated spots like main engine, DG1 and DG2, etc. These pipelines you see leads to specific areas. This is the water mist pump which activates automatically in case of fire. If smoke detector and flame detectors, if both the detectors detect the fire, then this hypermist system activates automatically. There is a manual control option also. If it is not activated automatically, if you see a fire in the designated area, you can activate it by manually also. The red colored pipeline is the suction line for the pump, which draws water from the freshwater tank. You can see another pipe connected to the same tank as well. It's important to always keep the valve open for the proper operation of the hypermist. The freshwater tank on the starboard side has capacity of 251 cubic meter. Just for reference, 1 cubic meter is equal to 1000 liters. Right now the local gauge is showing 110 cubic meters. For safety, this tank must always maintain a minimum of 25 cubic meters of water. That's the minimum requirement for operating the water mist system in case of emergency. You have to regularly check and make sure never drop below this level. And it's given by a low level alarm also. Now this is the fireman outfit locker. You can also see a walkie-talkie placed nearby. The locker contains an SCBA, which stands for self-contained breathing apparatus, an extra helmet, and inside that red bag is the full fireman gears. This set is used in emergencies like fire. This is the skylight door. As you can see, it's locked from inside. This area is generally kept clear for safety. It's marked also here. Now, this is the low level water alarm for the freshwater tank, like I mentioned earlier. If you press this button, it activates manually just for testing. We do this every Saturday to make sure freshwater low level alarm is working, along with some other routine alarm testing also in engine room. Using this hand pump, we transfer grease to rudder carrier. This is important to keep the greasing system running while ship is operating. Here is the alarm panel where we can monitor which alarms are active. The hydraulic lock alarm delay box and the cooler fan control panel for steering gear system number 1. This is the chemical locker of the ship, which comes under responsibility of third engineer on this ship. This motor and setup belongs to lifeboat David system. This ship got free fall lifeboat, especially the hydraulic power unit also for lifeboat. You can also see its control panel nearby. That blue color drums contain lube oil. You can read it as Regal Arando 68. This is the grade for steering gear, and we transfer oil from this drum into the storage tanks here, and then using pump we can pump it to steering gear tanks number 1 and number 2, which serve the 2 separate steering systems. This is the ram type steering gear. There are 4 cylinders. They work together to rotate the rudder when steering. Earlier we saw the control panel for steering gear system number 1, and this is the panel for system number 2. On most ships we have 2 motors and 2 systems, not only for steering gear but other systems also. When one is active, normally other one will be on standby. This is the gauge glass which we use to check oil level. And over here is the ETA, emergency towing arrangements. You will also see the MSDS sheet for the lube oil and grease posted nearby. The storage and inventory of the lube oil and grease is handled by 4th engineer on this ship. And it's important to regularly update the inventory, ensure everything is properly documented. These large drums hold 2000 liters of oil, and here you can see moving wires. They are quite thick. There are also synthetic ropes which look smaller, you can see here, but are actually stronger and have higher strength than bigger one. These are two motors for the aft winch. Like I mentioned earlier, this is the part of ETA, emergency towing arrangements. In case of an emergency where the ship needs to be towed, this system is used. Here you can see the steering gears area again. The red painted motor is powered by the emergency supply, like I said before about the light, meaning it will still run even if there is a power failure by taking power from the emergency generator. Next, we have the aft winch power unit, also called hydraulic power pack. It includes two hydraulic pumps connected to motors. You will notice anti-splashing tape around these parts. It's for our safety to prevent oil from spraying out and hitting someone if there is a leak. This is a cooler for the hydraulic system. The inlet and outlet valves are painted green, which means they use seawater for cooling. And for every pipeline and valves, there will be a color code on every part of the ship, so you can identify it very easily. Here is the level gauge. To get the accurate reading, both top and bottom cork must be pressed up and opened. This setup also prevents against leakage. If glass breaks, oil won't spill out. It's a thermal gauge for checking the temperature of the system. So overall, this is hydraulic power pack. You can also see the starter panel for here for this machinery. It controls hydraulic pump 1 and pump 2 and has multiple indicators and breakers also. Over here is the port side freshwater tank. We are at the back side of the ship, so this is the back side. That side is starboard and this one is port. The local gauge shows 135 cubic meters, while maximum capacity is 179 cubic meters. These are the outlet valves of the freshwater tank, and this projection is a blanking tool for emergencies. If there is a pipe burst, we can unscrew and rotate this fitting. When the flat side faces inwards, it closes off the pipe, allow us to safely isolate the damaged section. And finally, just showing you the emergency fire pump here. The rest of the machinery and details I will show you in future videos. Like I said before, this video is all about engine room familiarization. It's mainly for marine engineering students, those who plan to join a ship, or anyone who isn't familiar with what an engine room looks like. Okay? Thank you all.